Hi everybody, thank you for joining me. My name's Claire. I've got the most fun pour I have ever been asked to do coming up now. I've made quite a new friend recently called Emma, and she has a business of making cupcakes her business is called Emma's Gluten-Free Cupcakes in Cambridge. And she wants me to paint pour her a cupcake. I'm so excited. I love commissions because it takes me totally away from the normal. I end up doing something totally different. Who would have thought of doing a paint pour, a fluid art cupcake? Definitely not me. So I'm so excited. It's going to be on a little hexagonal canvas. I'm going to probably do some embellishing on it once it's dried, and I'm going to just love every minute of this. Emma has a gluten-free cupcake business, so I'm going to put her link in the video description. Her cakes are amazing, and the pour I'm going to do now is very similar to her logo. So on her business logo, she has 3 cupcakes, and the centre one is what I am sort of copying, different colours, but copying in the image. So let me show you what I'm going to do. This canvas is a 30cm diameter canvas. As you can see, I've drawn the cupcake on here already. I drew a rough outline, and then I cut it out, and then I've just stenciled it onto the canvas, so I know so I can be really in control of the shape. I've ummed and ahed about how to do this. What I'm going to do, I've decided, is to do a base, but not put the base everywhere. I want the base just at the edges, because I'm going to be putting colours on that I don't want to be in the cupcake, because I want a slightly variegated base. So I'm going to do it in 3 parts. I'm going to do the base, but I'm going to be pouring it around the edge of the cupcake. Blow that out. Then I'm going to do the cupcake case, and for that I'm going to do a swipe, and I'm going to use some Australian floetrol, so I'm going to get some beautiful cells and swipe in lines to create the cupcake case. And then for the icing, I'm going to do 2 different coloured icing, so like 2 different flavours. I'm going to do some pinky icing, and I'm going then to do some more yellowy goldy icing, so 2 different colours, and I'm going to alternate them. The feel of this painting, I want it to be quite light, bright, but pastel-y, so not really dark, so quite pale colours. So first of all, I'm going to do just the base. So I'm just going to pour on, I've got to be really careful here, I'm just going to pour on some Amsterdam white paint. I'm using various different colours, which I'll go through at each stage, but I've mixed them all with floetrol. I'll put the recipe in the description. So I've just drizzled a little bit on the outside, so I don't want that to go over. So I'm going to need a little bit more. I've really ummed and ahed about how to do this. I thought about actually painting the base with just normal acrylic paint and having a layered effect, but I've decided I'm going to get everything's going to be wet in one go. So I'm going to, how should I do this? I think just with my finger, I'm just going to push the paint up to the line. It doesn't have to be spot on at this stage, because I can always tweak it later. I'm really not sure how this is going to pan out, because I have never, ever done a cupcake, and I have never done a painting in 3 distinct sections like this before. So it's going to be very interesting. What a fun commission. Right, that's the base done and the sides covered. So I'm going to drizzle on now some green. I'd like to use just a hint of iridescent green. This is Pebeo Studio Acrylics Iridescent Green Yellow. So I don't want a lot. So I'm just going to drizzle some on, and I want it to fan out from the centre. And then with my hairdryer, I'm going to just blow that out so it blends it nicely. I need some more white. I'm not happy with that. So I'm actually going to put some white over that green, so then it should blend, and then I'll blow it out again, I think. I want it just to be quite subtle. Right, I am now really happy. There's lots of lovely drips, greeny white drips around the edge of this canvas. So all I was doing was I dipped my finger in and I've just dabbed it in the areas that were really white. In the areas where there was some very solid green, I've just dragged it through, so it's broken it up. So it's now more of a blend. I think there's probably more green than I had intended, but I like it. It's a really gentle, natural, soft look to it now. So my next stage then, I want to do the case. So for that, I'm going to use some blues. So for the case, I've got some cerulean blue. I've got an Amsterdam blue. I've got an Amsterdam sky blue, which is her favourite. And I've got some silver. So I think I want the majority to be the sky blue, so I'll put that on last, but I just want a little bit of darker blue. I'm going to put this on, I'm going to just drizzle it on, and I'm just going to do it with my stir stick so I don't pour too much on, just so I'm in control of the amount of paint I'm putting on. So as I said, I want reasonably pastel-y colours. This is quite dark, so I'm putting that on at the bottom. And then the cerulean blue. And then I'll put some silver on. And then some sky blue. And then I'm just going to dab it around just to get the canvas covered, because I can't tilt this. So I'm going to the edge of the case, but there's just a tiny, tiny gap at the moment. Right, that's quite a thick area of paint, but I think that'll be fine. So I've got some cell activator. So I'm just going to put a little bit of my cell activator here on my worktop, I'm going to swipe with tiny little pieces of kitchen roll, really small pieces. So I'm just dipping the end of my kitchen roll into the cell activator, and then I'm going to place this just on the edge of the paint and then swipe upwards. Now, unfortunately, what's happened, I thought might happen, has happened. It's bleeding into the white. So maybe, in hindsight, I should have let the green dry and then moved on to this stage. Right, well, I'll know for next time. That is so pretty. So I've now got some beautiful lacing. I think I'm just going to swipe it again, because by swiping it, I'm pulling the colour away from the bottom, which I like. Let me try and show you. I hope this is focusing. So pretty. I will be embellishing this painting once it's dry, just to give it a bit more definition. So I'm not too worried about this bleeding at the moment, because I will be sharpening it up. Right. So the part of the reason I wanted to have everything wet in one go was for the next bit, because I'm now going to layer some paints for the icing and blow it out as a Dutch pour. And I just felt that I'd be able to have more control over all of the edges if the edges were wet. So let's see what colours I'm going to use. Right, I'm changing my mind. I don't like the look of this yellow at all. I'm now thinking, because it's already quite fussy, there's quite a lot going on, what I might actually do is have all of the icing the same, not stripy colours. I think, because in reality a cupcake, you would normally have it all the same, but there'll be variation within the bands. So I'm now thinking, let's get rid of the yellow. Let's have some gold in with the pinks and purples. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Right, I need a bit of a base colour here. So I'm just going to put a very thin base of pink on, and that just means that when I then blow the colours around in a minute, they will flow. If it's just a dry canvas, they are not going to flow. Right, so my plan is to put some colour on in lines. So the lines represent the folds of the icing. Right, that's all the paint on. So now I'm just going to blow this in lines like I do if I'm doing, I think I've called them ribbons before. I'm just going to use a straw just to get a little bit more definition now. Right, I'm now going to give it a really good torch and see if I get any more cells popping up in the icing there. Yeah. What I've decided to do is add a little bit of definition now into the icing. I probably will still do it when it's dry, but I'm also going to try it when it's wet. So, for example, the line of icing here, I'm just going to drag this through, see if I can create that line with the paint. And here. Yeah, that really works. This is so cute. It's worked reasonably well. There's definitely things I would do differently. Like I think I would do it in stages next time to stop the bleeding of the paint, one paint into another. I really love that base. Really happy with that. I'm loving this. Zoom in. Look at that wonderful lacing. That has worked brilliantly. I'm really happy that this is really irregular because icing is. I'm disappointed there aren't too many cells. I'd have liked a few more cells, I think, but that doesn't particularly matter because I put lots of lines in to give the icing the detail. I'm definitely not finished. When it's dry, I'm going to be painting or drawing on top. So I want really sharp, precise lines around the edge. So I'll be back when it's dry. So here's the dry painting. I love it. Oh my goodness, it's taking me out my comfort zone. It's been a roller coaster, but I am so happy with the result. Before I take you in for a close-up, I want to show you these pens. Have you ever seen these? You can buy them in Hobbycraft. You can get them from Amazon. They're called Posca, and you have to, oh, sorry, it's not focusing. You have to dip the nib of the pen down, give it a shake, and then the paint runs down onto the nib of the pen. And you can get the different tips. They are absolutely amazing. So it's like using a pen for that has some paint in it. It's just amazing. So that is what I have used to do all of the embellishing on this painting. So for example, let me show you the heart straight away. So Emma's logo, there is a heart on the cupcake. So can you see how I've been able to go round that heart, and I've been able to paint the heart, and it gives this matte paint effect. So when I varnish that will then look shiny. But the sprinkles, I've added all these sprinkles, and it's just such an opaque pen. So it just sits on top. I'm absolutely over the moon with these pens. So let's get back to business. So the base, I love. It's so pretty. It's delicate. It's shimmery. The details in the icing, I'm loving. I love all the little swirls, all the variation in colour. I'm so happy I did all these little lines. And then I've gone and outlined all the icing just to give it a lot more definition. And then the case, I added some dark blue lines like you'd get in a case. But then just to give it a slightly more 3D effect, I've just added a few white lines with the white Posca pen. Which I think works so well. And the lacing, it just gives such a contrast. You've got Dutch pour here with cells, you've got swipe lacing here, and then you've got just a big sort of mix of Dutch pour and embellishment on the icing. So I just think it works really well. Again, I've gone around and done some white lines here just to give it a bit of depth and texture, just to try and make it look. It's a kind of cartoony image, but to try and make it look a bit more realistic. So I am so happy with this. Who'd have thought you could pour a cupcake? It's definitely a first for me. Great, thank you so much for watching. Please do let me know what you think. Please do leave me comments. I love reading everyone's comments. If you like it, do hit the like button, the thumbs up button. Great, thanks for watching everyone. Bye.